Hey Scorpio, this is Chronic Joy Tarot, and this is going to be your April 2018 reading for Sun, Moon, and Rising sign of Scorpio. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you visiting. If you want to find me on Instagram too, I do some little short videos there, kind of semi-daily. I'm at Living Chronic Joy on Instagram. It'd be great to see you over there too. These YouTube readings are obviously more extensive, but I do some daily pulls there, almost daily. It's not really. I'm ramping that up right now. So we're going to read from the Oracle. The topic that we're going to pull, that we pulled for you, is from the Oracle deck based on the poetry of Rumi. And the card I pulled for you here is called the CLOAK of Christ. This artwork is gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Every one is like a little masterpiece. So the essence of this card, now it doesn't mean you must follow the teachings of Christ. This is just in general ancient wisdom. This card represents sort of the divine protection that is always available to us. That sense of being held by something greater than ourselves. A sense of trust, right? If you're feeling tired, sort of weary, heart, mind, body, soul, you know, the answer, the movement forward is not, you know, so much that you need to do something about it. It's more of a sense of allowing and receiving support, right? And that will move you through and beyond the sense of weariness. This isn't necessarily saying, oh, you're so weary, Scorpio, you're so... But if you happen to have just gone through an experience that's left you feeling really weary, heart, mind, body, soul, the way forward is not to take strong, assertive action, but to rest in the moment, trust that cloak of Christ, trust that the divine protection available to you is there, and to receive that sense of comfort and that sense of being held in Spirit's arms. And that will give you a sense of confidence and help you to move beyond this space. If you're not feeling tired and weary and worn out right now, then this guidance will help you to sort of shore up that connection to the divine, so that wherever you are and whatever space you find yourself in, you will be able to feel protected all the way through it, okay? Okay, so your starting point here for this spread to talk more about receiving divine assistance and being held, being protected. The starting point is the miser. So if you're holding too much within, too many of your riches and the beauty of who you are, if you're holding that all to yourself and not, it could be out of fear, it could be out of having been burned in the past and you don't want to let it out, you don't want to show up as your full, true, heart-centered self, but you are being guided at this time to take a look at that. Take a look at how much are you holding back to be, you know, stepping out into your world, because that alone can make you weary, right? We think we're protecting ourselves, but if it goes on too long, that can tire you out, heart, mind, body, and soul, right? Look at that. Okay. So within you, internally, you're starting to recognize patterns in your life that may bring you to this space of needing to hold back or needing to protect your full self, not showing up, not connecting fully with others because of out of an act of protection, which is completely understandable. But you're starting to see the patterns. And now if you can know that the time to break these patterns is now, and I have full support from the universe. Spirit is there holding me in its arms, and I will be okay. I can move past this. And look at this external card here, in your external life, and how it shows up in your life is complete transformation. You're ready to step out of your shell. Now, this doesn't mean your personality, right? This is a spiritual move. This is an aspect of yourself that maybe you've been holding back, or maybe has been not developing with the rest of you, right? It's an aspect of yourself that you're learning to transform, right? And if it's been held in place by fear or any other sense of trepidation, that eventually will exhaust you, okay? So take a look at it. Take a look at some patterns that are going on in your life, and welcome them. Let them be there as they are. I may not have addressed this up until this point in my life, but it wasn't the time yet. And now is the time, right? Now is the time for me to break these molds, break the patterns, and transform into a new sense of awareness, okay? Because the whole time you are protected. You are completely okay. You're going to be fine, right? Moving forward beyond this wisdom and getting to that next sense of elevation, yeah, this card is key. The position of this card is the key to moving forward. And look what it is. It's courage. Yeah. You know, courage doesn't mean, you know, I can do anything. I can bust through any barriers. There's a quieter quality to being courageous. It's an inner sense of release and knowing and trusting. Look at that. Trusting that the divine is protecting me. I have that cloak of Christ, you know, covering me, and I'm fine. It's trusting that, and then allowing yourself to bloom forward, like the little seed that lived way beneath the boulders here, and, you know, found a way to allow its hard outer shell to be softened by the water, and found a way to, you know, let its seedlings blossom and reach toward the sunlight. You know, it's not an overnight success, right? This is a constant work, but you're doing it. You're getting there. The first step is to get in touch with those spaces that you're holding back, the spaces that don't allow you to open up and move forward. This could be in a conflict with another, in a relationship. This could be just between you and you, right? This could be your energetic self, you know, your spiritual self, knowing there's aspects of myself that I really would love to develop and work on. Say, you know, I don't know, if you have a tendency to trust too quickly or whatever, and that's kept you holding everything real close to your chest, then, you know, learning to trust isn't about another person, right? It's about what's within you. So even if someone does something that's untrustworthy, you can still trust that that experience happened in your life for you to grow from, right? You don't have to put any outcomes or any expectations on another. This is all internal, okay? So that courage card is your step forward. It is your path to, I'm just cracking up as these cards go over. Oh my God, as I'm turning them. Look at this. Okay, your next space of awareness, right? The place you're headed toward, first of all, is going to bring about big changes. You already pulled transformation, and now we've got thunderbolt. We've got shedding the old ways. Sudden, in some cases, sudden change where things get dropped from your life, or concepts that you held within that maybe are repeated and repeated in your life. You could find a way to just break through those boulders, reach for the sun, and do away with those old ways. You could find that experience in your future. If you just continue to, first of all, continue to trust in the divine, trust that you're supported in this. Internally, you're going to still, this is kind of a similar card to the miser, the suppression. You're going to still want to sort of hold things back. And that's okay. You don't have to let it all out at once, right? But just be sure that those things that you hold back and that you hold in and that you're not facing yet or expressing out yet, make sure they don't, you know, sort of ferment within you and become, you know, and sort of clog your system up energetically, your spirit. Make sure they don't stay there too long, right? You know, shedding them is your best bet, but that doesn't always happen suddenly like this card suggests, but just gently moving toward the growth, moving toward the opening up of the heart, moving toward the new ways of being, right? The overall outcome for this reading is the most beautiful card in the deck. It's possibilities. You could be that little, you know, turtle on the ground with his only view being, you know, the next blade of grass that passes his path. But what this card is asking you to become more like is the eagle, who gets to see the entire landscape, look over the entire view, the peaks, the valleys, the sunrise, and then the sunset later, and the rivers and the forests, and every single part of the landscape. Your world will open up if you just work on these little acts of trust, these little steps toward releasing old ways and opening up to that, you know, that next step, and knowing that you're held. You're held and you're safe. You're safe. Okay? All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading connected for some of you. If it didn't, you can check your moon or rising sign on my channel, and then don't forget to check me out on Instagram. See you over there, Living Chronic Joy. All right, love you guys. I'll see you in the middle of the month.